Welcome to Northwest Pennsylvania, where the beauty of the Allegheny National Forest awaits. And if you come here to help with a trail cleanup, you might encounter unexpected riches.
Who says you're not making no money off YouTube? Look, it's 25 cents right there.
This adventure is brought to you in part by Oxbeam, and I'll tell you what, those 3-inch and 4-inch new lights we've got on the front of this Gladiator were perfect for the rainy and wet weather we were driving through on the way into Allegheny National Forest. Allegheny National Forest is Pennsylvania's only national forest. Spanning over 500,000 acres of woodland, reservoirs, trails, and history, this forest beckons to adventurers, families, and anyone looking for that breath of fresh air away from the noise of everyday life. Just make sure to arrive with a flexible attitude.
So when we came in tonight, we actually put the coordinates for this dispersed camp in our GPS in our phone. Well, guess what? It took us in. There are a lot of roads back in here. Look at all these tiny little roads. But unfortunately, it tried to take us in this way because, well, this road right now is closed for the season, or we don't know whether it's ever open. But it was closed and we couldn't get through, so we had to divert back out and come around a different way. This is a new feature, my understanding is if you have a group of people and you want to share your location, you can do that now with this particular app. So we have shared our location with the friends that we're meeting, Dave and Jamie from Papa and Grandma Adventures, so we know where to find them. So we don't have to just traipse around hoping we can figure out where they are, even though they don't have signal right now. So just be aware when you come out here, some of these roads may be closed, and that seems to be quintessential Pennsylvania.
After setting up camp in the cold evening air, Dave, Jamie, Bill, and I enjoyed some time around both of the fires they'd created, drinking some hot chocolate, and then falling asleep to the whisper of the diesel heaters and the singing of the local frogs.
I never thought I would like these. They're so excellent. There we go.
You needed your own personal heater this morning?
I did.
It's a little brisk, probably in the 30s. Good morning. I am Chris with Journey Beyond Overland, and Bill and I are out here in the Allegheny National Forest in Pennsylvania this weekend for a trail cleanup because unfortunately, a lot of people just are not responsible about the use of these trails.
As soon as we drove out that morning, we noticed that Dave and Jamie's Jeep seemed to be missing something.
Apparently, my muffler back there had some time gotten filled with water or something.
I can't imagine it getting filled with water. That's weird.
But if you've ridden with Dave and Jamie, you'll know that driving in water deeper than the muffler isn't abnormal.
We are on Coal Knob Road this morning, headed out towards where this cleanup is needed. There are a lot of dispersed campsites through here, a lot of them right on the road. I don't know how busy this road gets. It's probably pretty accessible, so it is busy. As you can see back there, we passed a section where there is logging. These forests are not just sitting here and doing their own thing. There is sustainable forestry that is happening in these forests these days. This forest was created back in 1923, and according to the information I can find, back in 1923, it was heavily logged at that time. And so that's the struggle, is to try and have sustainable practices so that going forward, these forests can thrive and be healthy.
There's the big high fences to keep the deer out so the young trees don't get browsed so hard.
The trail cleanup sponsored by Onyx was meeting that morning at the Jake's Rocks Overlook. And I'll tell you this, if you go all the way out to the Jake's Rocks Overlook, you might as well take the very short 5-minute walk down and enjoy the beautiful view over the Kinzua Reservoir and the Kinzua Dam. The Onyx reps really weren't sure how many people were likely to show up that morning. It could be 3, it could be 50. But at the end of the day, our volunteer crew that morning included 13 people and 9 vehicles, 6 Jeeps and 3 Toyotas, with Jim Whiting and Steve Ellis of Onyx leading the way.
Steve Ellis with Onyx Off-Road, Mid-Atlantic Off-Road as well, out here in Allegheny National Forest today for a trail cleanup, and then we're going to go do a pint night and relax and work out the stress from picking up trash. Onyx is always into the trail stabilization and trail recovery, and and keeping our natural resources clean and usable for everybody. Pennsylvania is one of their focus states on getting more content. So Onyx is making a big push in this region to support the local off-roaders and the state foresters and the national foresters.
And so we all geared up with the provided gloves, trash bags, and a plan to scour the local campsites for trash.
Say, what'd you do?
Surprisingly.
You picked the only spot that doesn't have any trash?
Right?
Yeah, we'll look. We'll see. There might be here or there.
Who says you're not making no money off YouTube? Look, it's 25 cents right there.
25 cents. Can you even buy anything with 25 cents anymore?
They're all just walking down the road.
There's another one right there. They'll find these stretches where there's lots of stuff thrown, and then stretches where there's nothing, and then you find more stuff again. And it's kind of odd to me that, what is it with human behavior that causes somebody to throw everything out here? And maybe they see trash there already, so they're just like, just throw more out. But it just seems weird to me. It's like we're all congregating, and the people who see trash are like, oh, well, who cares? It's already trash. Let's just throw more out. Bill and I are driving very, very quietly because we are stalking the very elusive creature known as the bass. But now, it's onward to more trash. From just people driving by and being like, let's just throw it out the window. As we're going along, we're not finding a lot of trash in the campsites, and it may be because there's people in front of us who are popping in there before we get there. But even the one we got to before everybody else, there really wasn't much there. We found some, but not much. We're now back down to the area where we dispersed camp last night, and we know there's lots down here. So we are out, walking around. We're gonna get as much of the trash down here as we can find.
So as we're out here doing a cleanup, made me think of, asking you if you knew about the Sons of Smoky app, which you didn't. It's a good app to download. What it is you can mark when you find trash if you're not able to clean it up. You can mark when you clean up trash, and it's a nice little feature when you're out and about doing stuff, especially for us. We're limited on how much stuff we can haul out because we're completely loaded down just to enjoy ourselves. We always take out what we can, but if there's piles and you can't take it out, you can always mark it on there. So if somebody's looking to do a cleanup, they can pull up the Sons of Smoky app and be like, here's some spots that I need to go.
Hi, my name's Eric. I'm Gas on Instagram, and I'm out doing an Onyx off-road trail cleanup today. I was asked to come out, and since I spend a lot of time out on the woods camping and on these kind of roads, I just want to help along cleaning things up and making it clean for us and the next people that come out here to enjoy it.
I'm Jared Ishman. I'm from the area. It's good to see everything getting cleaned up the way it should be. Makes me sad when I drive around and see garbage everywhere, and sometimes one person isn't enough to get it done, so it takes a group of us.
And thankfully, Jared was local enough to go pick up his trailer so we could get all of that extra trash we found out of this campsite and to where it belongs. And now that we've filled up an entire trailer full of trash, it was time for our fabulous pulled pork lunch on Onyx. And if you can't eat pork like me, someone suggested I should just try the barbecue sauce.
I can. I don't know if I'm just going to eat barbecue sauce, though. For some reason, that just seems like a really odd lunch. Let me just swig the barbecue sauce.
From lunch, it was just a short drive to our designated dumpster that would take most of that trash. It was the metal, however, that we had to sort out from everything else, because the metal would have to get deposited elsewhere.
So it's going to be good enough that if you flip it upside down, it's still going to all stay on?
Why is everybody looking at me?
You look like the responsible person here, right?
Somebody else is flinging these straps and saying that should hold. It's not going to be me.
We didn't do that, though.
That's not going anywhere.
That ain't going nowhere.
Somebody will look back at it next time and go, this is why everything fell off.
Hopefully nothing fell off of that trailer for Jared, because he went one way, and the rest of us headed for Pint Night.
My name's Colin Whiting. I'm from Jamestown, New York, and I do off-roading with my father in our tundra here. And we go out in the Allegheny National Forest and just map the trails out there and publish them on Onyx Off-Road. Today we went out and did some trail cleanup with a crew and got quite a bit of trash done, and it's a pretty good deal out of that.
So does your dad make you do all this, or do you enjoy it?
Oh, I go out and enjoy it and all that stuff. I mean, there's times where I'll go out in my own vehicle here and there, and it's lots of fun.
What do you drive?
I have a 2011 Ram 1500. Nothing too special, just something to get out there.
So what should you tell me about your dad that he doesn't want anybody to know?
That's a very good question.
Any good stories there? Because he doesn't want to be on. He doesn't want to be on camera, or at least not talking on camera. He likes being behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Absolutely. So who's usually the camera person?
Colin.
I am.
Okay.
I do all the camera work.
Okay.
Work, so you know, this our YouTube channel, the Black Tonka Off-Road. That'll be all our work on there.
Okay.
From me personally.
Very cool.
He does the editing and.
He does the other work.
Yeah, the hard work. I just shoot it.
Well, after a day out on the trail and doing some cleanup with some folks today, we are now back at another dispersed campsite in Allegheny National Forest for the night. Went after the cleanup and spent a little bit of time with everybody at the brewery locally in Warren and got to enjoy that on Onyx. So thanks Onyx for sponsoring this trail cleanup day today. We've had a great time out here with everybody. We are camping tonight with both Dave and Jamie from Papa and Grandma Adventures, as well as Rick, who we just met today. And we have another young man, Josh, who came out to hang out with us for a while at camp, who's working on our campfire right now. And so it's going to be a nice, quiet evening, at least we assume so. We're going to see tomorrow as we're leaving whether we can find some more nice trails on the way out so we can show you a lot more of the Allegheny National Forest.
And after some time around a campfire with new friends and old friends and a peaceful night's sleep, it was time to get back on the trail again. But before we headed back towards Ohio, we wanted to make sure we went out and explored what we could of Allegheny National Forest. Allegheny National Forest is the only place in Pennsylvania with free, first-come, first-served dispersed camping. Although Pennsylvania has lots of dispersed camping in its vast network of state forests, those sites must be reserved online and paid for in advance. Roads in the Allegheny National Forest are generally easy and scenic, but don't be shocked if you encounter the occasional washout or small obstacle. In addition to scenic driving, this forest is known for its hiking trails, mountain bike trails, ATV riding, paddling, swimming, jet skiing, cross-country skiing, and snowmobiling. From the summer solstice until mid-July, you might also catch a glimpse of the synchronous fireflies in the area. And if you know where to look, you might also encounter things you might not expect here.
Welcome to the little town of Tionesta, Pennsylvania, where you too can find the Statue of Liberty if you really want to. Why? Well, I guess somebody else will have to answer that question. Why wouldn't you want a little Statue of Liberty?
And the Statue of Liberty is really only one of many things here at Tionesta's Peace Park that you might discover that you really didn't expect to find here.
There goes my portrait shots. Let me see on Insta.
So yes, I'm laying on the concrete at the bottom of the lighthouse looking up at it, and everybody else is giving me a hard time about it. Because sometimes you just have to do weird things for shots, and this one I thought was a pretty good one. In fact, I bet when I get up that one of them is going to try it. No, they all look kind of skeptical. Maybe I'm the only crazy one. I know, Bill, that you really, really want something exactly like that at home, right?
Yeah, that's why you put two fat guys next to it for scale.
You're so charming to yourself.
And not far from Tionesta, Dave took us into the woodlands, where we found another curious sight.
And sometimes you have to take, well, this isn't a desperate measure. I'm wearing muck boots, so this is not really a big deal today. But standing in the water out here, it gets deep pretty fast, so we're definitely not driving across that today. It was really cool, though. This is the Nebraska Bridge. Now, as you can tell, that back there, it's a little bit underwater, and we're definitely not driving across it today. The sign on it says that it's about 13 feet down from that yellow sign to the deck of the bridge, and then, well, the water should be below that, so we're not going across it today, but this is just one of those interesting places you can come and check out in the area.
This bridge was built in 1933 and is famous for being submerged annually by backflooding from the nearby Tionesta Dam. It's very popular with kayakers and photographers.
See, even when the water is down, this will still be a nice drive down through here, even driving across the bridge.
For sure.
I just wanted to take a minute and thank our sponsor of this video. Oxbeam sponsored our video today. And we have their 3 and 4 inch lights on the bumper for kicker ditch lights and for looking straight ahead. They're a nice, compact, sleek design that I kind of like. They're not so big and obnoxious. However, if you're into big and obnoxious, they come up all the way to 7 inch, so you can have that too with them. So if you're looking for a set of good quality lights that come in at a decent price range, look up Oxbeam, because we're liking these lights a lot. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We've got the 3 inch Ultra Series in round here in the middle, and I've got the 4 inch VMAX Series in square. The white, if you order them in white, you can get either amber or white, come in at 6,500 Kelvin. That includes your wiring harness, everything you need to put them together, weather-tight sealed plugs, switching, relays, everything you need is there. We hooked ours to our aux system, so it's very simple just to plug them in, but if you don't have that, you don't need to go and buy anything either. It's all complete. As far as DRLs, they have ambers, and we'll show you in the video that you'll see when we're running them on the sides. So you have daytime running lights with them, and they are IP68 waterproof. Some states require you cover your lights when you're on the highway, or if you just want to keep them protected when you're off-road, because you can get a lot of debris thrown up and they can get damaged. And they do have covers that you can snap on there. And they do attach pretty nice and quick, and they are very secure. And the squares can come with ambers if you want to switch over to ambers for dusty conditions, foggy conditions, or if you just like amber better, you can switch it up and go back and forth, just like that. Oxbeam let us have these for a good period of time. We've had them out to Pennsylvania on a trip. We've been down to West Virginia. We've been down to Southeast Ohio. So these things have already been through the muck and the mud. And as you can see, we didn't clean them up first to prove that we've actually taken these out and used them first before we recommended them. No problems whatsoever, great lights. Compact design, just a nice clean look to the vehicle. So if you don't want to look like Boy Racer and have the big lights like I have on my Black Jeep, you can trim it down a bit and still have a powerful, good, clean light at night that shows the way.
From the Nebraska Bridge, we turned west and headed towards Ohio. But none of us were really ready to go home yet. And so we found just a couple more detours to enjoy on our way home.
Funny how the distance makes it feel like you're right here. I never thought I'd be the one to say that I can feel your presence with me, though you're not around. I'm carrying you with me anyway. And you say you are not alone in this world. You are not alone. Every now and then the missing you gets hard to bear. So damn much it brings me to my knees. But every now and then I get this picture in my head of you standing there smiling at me. And you say you are not alone in this world. You are not alone. You are not alone in this world. You are not alone.
We are now driving what's marked on OnX as the West Montgomery Loop. We've heard that somebody came through and graded the area that was actually a little challenging in here, so this may only be a green level 2 road, but we're gonna find out. I think it's gonna take us too long to drive. Of course, that's famous last words, but this is probably the last thing we're gonna do before we wrap this up and head back to Ohio.
Sometimes I don't understand the reasons that it happened. I don't think I ever really will. Through the noise of this life or the silence of your absence, moments I can hear you whisper still. You are not alone in this world. You are not alone. You are not alone in this world. You are not alone.
Oh, we just encountered the most challenging obstacle yet this weekend. What is it? It's the tiny yappy dog that wants to go right underneath your tires. So just be aware.
Thanks so much for joining us on our adventure into the Allegheny National Forest. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you check that box too, because otherwise you might miss our next adventure. And if you're one of the many who think expos are boring, you're going to the wrong one. But until we see you then, make sure to go out and find your own adventure.